Hey everyone, in this vaguely Christmas themed video, I'm going to talk about 10 locations in Kingdom Hearts that I find to be cozy, or peaceful and comforting in some way. The definition of cozy is giving a feeling of comfort, warmth and relaxation, often involving a small space. Now, not every place here is necessarily warm or small in size, but they are relaxing, and often they act as a safe spot away from the heartless infested worlds. That's why I say cozy and comforting. Anyway, let's begin. Traverse Town is a very cozy world, just look at it. I could have chosen anywhere in this world to include on this list. It could be most of the list on its own. You know, we've got the small house, that's quite a cozy little bit. It's kind of weird though, especially how Kairi just ends up in there on her own, and it's a bit run down in there. And the third district's kind of a dangerous place outside, so maybe not. The Dalmatian house again, you know, you've got the dog that follows you, that's quite cute and everything. Still, there's just something that's not quite as cozy as the accessory shop. This is the most safe feeling place. Yeah, the first district outside isn't very dangerous, other than the start of the game, but after that it's a safe place. And the accessory shop is a little spot, a safe spot inside the safe place. And even at the start of the game, it acts as a safe haven from the Heartless. You run in there, afterwards you get attacked by Leon, but you've got Sid and he says he'll look after you, and that's quite nice. Also, the thing I like about the accessory shop is you've got a fireplace. Just having a fireplace instantly makes a place more cozy. You've got the crackling sound when you've lit it, obviously you can use blizzard and fire, and that's also to help you get a postcard. But just for the ambience, the nice crackly fire sound and just the glow coming out of it, it's just providing warmth and a sense of comfort to the place. I always keep it lit. Soft lights, the crystal in the corner, just glowing, just faintly there, and the friendly Moogle you can talk to. There's a starry jewellery cabinet, soothing music as well. Traverse Town's music of course very effective in this regard. I always use this place as my base of operations. This is where I come back to, you know, even though I don't buy accessories really, I don't really need to. But it's just the coziest and the nicest place to be in the game probably. So just coming back here and sorting out your items and, you know, going to the next world and heading off from here, and of course it has the save point as well, which adds an extra feeling of safety. And as an added bonus, you've got the synth workshop upstairs, the little candle flickering in the corner. This all feels very tucked away and that's quite cozy as well. Now, a hill at night might not seem all that cozy. This is more of a relaxing, peaceful place. But to me, the gentle music that's playing, of course, the Winnie the Pooh theme, the beautiful night sky, I really love the stars here, looking all swirly like a famous painting we all know. There's a huge moon, but it doesn't seem intimidating, you know, this isn't Majora's Mask moon. And it gives a soft, certainly a pale moonlight kind of light, but not completely cold, if you know what I mean. It does still give a bit of warmth despite the fact it's the moonlight, not the sunlight, which is something I quite like. And you also have the stream idly flowing by. And this is a location that's returned from the first game, but it was daytime in that game. Now it's nighttime. It's like familiarity, but just in a different vibe. I can imagine camping here. Camping would be pretty cozy here. You just get a fireplace going, it'd be very nice. This is a very tranquil spot, and it's certainly nice that it doesn't lag anymore when I look at the moon like it did on the PS3. So Birth by Sleep isn't a particularly cozy game. I looked around a lot of the worlds, I couldn't really find many areas I thought would be cozy. It doesn't feel like a very relaxing game. But one place I could find is the Cottage of the Seven Dwarfs, because a cottage in the woods is certainly a classic cozy location. Despite this, the lights aren't on inside and it does seem a bit dim, a little bit dead. I wish there was a fireplace in here because I think it would just elevate it to be a properly cozy place. But still, you've got the tiny chairs and table and all that other small scale stuff for the dwarves, just makes it charming. It's a little safe spot, you've got the dangerous woodlands outside, and of course you have those weird trees from Snow White. So just being inside this safe space, and also being inside a small room, because in a lot of ways KH1 was the Kingdom Hearts game with a lot of rooms you can go into. Whereas the other games there's a lot of outdoor stuff, and when you do go into rooms they're usually bigger ones, big hallways and, you know, grand places. So to actually go into a small room like this, when we don't get that too much anymore, in BBS is a nice little thing that's in the game. Though I admit I'm not personally a big fan of old-fashioned beam cottage architecture. I prefer newer designs. But in terms of coziness, it definitely does hit that aspect. Next up we have the Forge area of the Realm of the Gods of Olympus. This is somewhere that does have some fire. Quite a big flame in fact, it's got the flame of Olympus, heats the whole forge up and gives the area warmth. It's certainly a secluded place, in fact it's called Secluded Forge. Hidden in the clouds, though not hard to find, you just go down the water and you fall into it. Still, it's optional unless you want to get the photo mission. And I'm quite a fan of these hidden away locations that you get in games. And the whole area has a very vibrant golden colour to it. I also like how you can see outside, you can see through the clouds and see a little bit of the outside areas, but not too much. It's like a window, but you don't feel like you're on the edge of falling off or anything, right? You still feel like you're tucked away inside the clouds. And there's no heartless here. Nothing spawns, don't have to fight anything, that's quite nice because most of this area you do fight things. Overall, just a warm and cozy spot in a much grander world outside. Twilight Town has that cozy, warm summer evening vibe. It has it completely down. A quiet, lazy town that you can explore. You know, not much going on, it's not busy, it's pretty serene and chill. A lot of areas of Twilight Town could be included on this list. I mean, the station for one, very famous with its view. Though Sora actually struggles to see over the wall. But personally, an area that I like more than this is the Sunset Terrace. Heartless and nobodies never spawn here, making it feel like an extra safe area. It's tucked away right on the edge of town, right in the suburbs, so it's even quieter. People going about their business, they're all content. You've got this man who used to come up here with his late wife. That's just a little bit of world building there that I appreciate. It's very relaxing. And best of all, the Sunset Hill. Looking out onto the vast countryside, the rolling hills, and watching the trains go by. You can just imagine chilling out here, you know, just like Roxas and his friends do. You can picture the scene, right? Sat on a bench with a light breeze just flowing over you, absorbing those last rays of light from the setting sun. Although in Twilight Town it seems to be permanently setting, but hey, if you really like that vibe, Twilight Town would be a great place to visit. And being able to see the countryside as well is another bonus for me. We have a lot of towns and stuff in Kingdom Hearts with our original world, so when we can actually see some natural, rural areas, we can't go down there, but just seeing the huge expanse of it, it's quite nice to look at. So this one might seem an odd inclusion, but I did want to cover a large range of the games in the series, and there was something about this that I felt actually did fit the bill. So in Chain of Memories, specifically in Re-Chain of Memories, you have rooms full of Heartless, big drops into the void on the side of the rooms. You know, how could this be cozy? Well, I quite like those safe rooms, things like the Calm Bounty, or save point rooms, and Moogle rooms especially. On the Destiny Islands floor, this is where it feels the best. The Moogle room, for one. I like the high cliff walls in this room. It feels like you're in some secluded part of a beach. Kind of reminds me of childhood beach visits, trying to find a spot away from other people, sheltered from the wind, you know. Also the fact, yeah, it's a safe spot you can chill out in. Just the Moogles sitting there, you know, trade some cards. I don't know, despite the weird vibe that the Castle Oblivion rooms have, there is just something about these rooms that are cozy to me in Destiny Islands. I suppose the fact that these rooms specifically, like the Moogle room, they're quite small, that definitely adds to the feeling. And the fact, again, they're safe, they have no Heartless in them, which definitely helps my cause when I'm talking about this. Oh, and let's not forget the music. Here we have a calm and chill version of the Destiny Islands theme, which I definitely prefer over the very upbeat one from KH1. This one really sets the mood quite well. On the topic of places that aren't particularly cozy, we have Hollow Bastion. It's very intimidating, very dangerous place, not relaxing at all, but there is one room that feels safe and peaceful, and that's the library. Obviously, this is the perfect place to wrap up warm and read a book in. There's the chair and table here, very famous one from the cutscene with Kari and her grandmother, next to these beautiful stained glass windows, which just let in this quite soft light. I also quite like that corner table. It seems like a secluded little spot. Makes you think of the corners you'd find in school or university where you can study in peace. Yes, you have the Hollow Bastion music playing, which isn't the coziest music, but also it's not in your face kind of intimidating music or anything like that. It can still become background music you can hum along to, right? So I can imagine, if it's not too cold in here, I can imagine definitely reading a book in here and just getting lost in the book, you know? I feel like that'd be a cool experience. It's nice too that Belle, Leon, Aerith and Yuffie are here, some familiar faces and providing some comfort, knowing that you're among friends and you're safe. And unlike most of the castle, this place is relatively uncorrupted by either Xehanort or Maleficent. There's a few pipes and some water drips and stuff, but otherwise it's quite intact from the original design. Scala at Caelum seems a very pleasant place to live in. It's got the vibe of an idyllic seaside town, but more on the scale of a big city. There's quite a lot of buildings here. The place itself isn't necessarily cozy, but there's quite a few cozy spots around town that you can visit. The building here seems to be some sort of cafe, serving croissants and other pastries. Seems charming and a fun place to hang out. There's the corner of the breezy quarter. It has these benches. I can definitely imagine just sat here with the sea air breezing past. That would be quite nice. This part with these tables on top of a roof, this would be a great hangout spot, especially in the evening, and definitely cozy. You know, you're on a rooftop, which seems a bit strange. You're just a bit secluded from everyone else, you know? Also, there's a couple of tunnels with doors and windows, you know, buildings, maybe shops on either side, and strings of lamps above. I really like these. I love how the lamps look, the lighting that they provide, and they remind me a bit of some old architecture in my own city. You have these streets which are kind of like tunnels. I mean, I wouldn't be in there at night for sure, but you've just got old shops and just quite a quaint vibe to it. You can also go underground to this water sewer. It doesn't seem like a sewer, but there's underground water area. And then you can climb up the tower, and you end up in this little spot which is quite cozy in my opinion, overlooking the town. You see through the bars. Not a warm place, it's probably a little bit chilly actually being up here with the sea breeze and everything. But it's a small area, it's secluded, you got a great view over the town. I just quite liked it when I came up here and found the chest. I thought it was pretty neat. Scala at Caelum definitely feels like it has lots of these cozy little spots you could find, little corners of the town you could go to, and it would just be quite nice to be there. Of course, with the timing that this video is coming out, this area had to be on here, Christmas Town. Part of the larger Halloween town, but certainly this is completely Christmas. The Heartless can still kind of ruin the main square, they spawn there, but with them gone, you have the quaint houses, the fairy lights, the snow, yes, classic Christmas stuff. Admittedly, still a bit Tim Burton-esque because of the movie, but I still think it fits the bill of a cozy Christmas feeling. Inside Santa's house, obviously a very cozy room, fireplace again, we've got another fireplace adding some warmth, and the stockings, just all the cute Christmas stuff that's around. Especially the colours as well, they just give a nice relaxed feeling. But my personal favourite is the Christmas Tree Plaza. Here you have more tiny little elf houses. One with this giant bowl, I'm not really sure what that is. But all these lights stretching across between the houses, they're quite pretty. The snowman that Jack hides inside in the song is even here. And the giant tree on a nice pond. All the lights of the tree reflected in the surface. Oh, that's such a cool detail. I really love this tree. I love Christmas trees, so seeing this giant one here is really nice. It's a shame we can't go up to it. You know, maybe slide around on the pond a bit. Bit of a missed opportunity maybe in my opinion, but that is KH2's Worlds for you. Still, it's really nice to look at, and it's another quite calm and peaceful location. Traverse Town is just so cozy, it had to appear again on the list. But this time, it's Dream Drop Distance's version. The 4th district particularly. You've got houses very nestled together, cozy little alleyways you can go down, shops with these soft glowing lights or selling all sorts of adventurer gear. I really like the lights here especially, the lighting is really nicely done actually. The Colosseum at the end too, despite the fact it's a Colosseum and it has like weapon designs, it's still quite cozy. I like that, yes, while Dream Eaters can spawn here, it feels like the hub of Traverse Town in this game. You know, the 1st district isn't really the hub in this game. This instead is it, with the Moogles being familiar faces once again, and those arch lights that are above the steps that lead down here. I quite like those are really nice. Reminds me of the sort of Christmas lights actually that you get in city centres. And one important factor here is DDD's Traverse Town theme. Unlike the first game, it's more of a soothing lullaby quality, fittingly because this is a game about sleep and dreams. Compared to KH1's more upbeat, going on a walk around town, this is more like getting ready for bed, getting ready for sleep. It's a very nice song, it really grew on me. Despite how weird it seemed at first because I was so used to the original version from the first game, it actually really grew on me and just ended up feeling like a really comforting, relaxing, and cozy song. And it really just brings this whole area together. So I guess in a way this world did appear on the list twice, but 2 different versions of the world and they each have their own very nice cozy qualities to them. So that's my personal list of cozy places in the Kingdom Hearts series. Are there any others you guys can think of? Feel free to leave a comment on your favourite spots. As usual, I want to include a variety of stuff Otherwise this episode could have ended up just Cage 1 locations, since that game is so cozy in a lot of ways. And with this video I tried something a bit different. Usually with these 10 videos I fully script them and just read off the script. But this time I decided to only write semi-scripts and just kind of go off the cuff a bit more with it. Personally, I found that to be easier. I think I can speak more naturally when I do that. So I may be doing this from now on. Hopefully it translated well into video form as well. But all that's left to say now is Merry Christmas, and I hope that everyone has a safe and restful holiday period. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.